Individual stressors don't usually do that much to the human mind. It's a surprisingly resilient organ. The problem occurs when an individual's stressors begin to accumulate to the point where he just can't handle it anymore. This isn't saying anything against an individual's, personal fortitude, wisdom, their willpower. It's simply part of the human condition. We are delicate beings, and there's only so far that our minds will take us. Now, when this patient began to fall apart, it wasn't by any means his fault. He hadn't developed an alcoholism problem, gambling, anything like that. Mostly external circumstances. The argument could be made differently for his marriage, but I don't really know his ex-wife that well, and I can't tell you anything else that could have happened. At any rate, the drinking problem that it had wasn't what started this out. It was more of a symptom. A symptom of a cause that you really could never find the beginning of. Pain builds us up like water on the edge of a leaf. One or two drops don't really do anything. On the other hand, it begins to fall like in a thunderstorm. Things will begin to fall apart. The leaf will bend over. And if things get too tremendous, if the wind and the rain combine and really start to shatter, really shake the boughs of the tree, then the leaf can fly off entirely. In the latter stages of his episode, our patient wasn't really living in reality as we understand it. It was sort of as if he saw things in one wavelength, where the world that we understand was in one that was completely different. He was still doing his day-to-day activities, which I found pretty strange. He still managed to get to work, not always on time, but he would be there. He would still catch all his trains. It was as if he were going through the motions, but there was nothing that was actually there for him. As if he would have pointed at something and said, there, that is whatever he wanted it to be. Whereas you would know, I would know, we'd be able to share the same sort of realistic sense, and that was not there. Essentially, he was let down by the world. He tried his damnedest, that's for sure. And don't we all? The fact of the matter is, there's only so far any individual can go. When anybody else is put under the gun, they would have staggered long before he did. But he just had so much, so fast. Very little you can do about something like that. It wasn't even that he was dying on the inside at the end. He was very much so alive. The problem was that the lens through which he viewed the world had become warped, tinted in a way that simply couldn't show him what he was looking for at all. What he wanted was gone. What he saw had never existed. What was there was completely removed from his grasp. He had become an unnecessary attachment to the life that he was living. His ego itself began to disintegrate. Where there was once a sense of self, a sense of humor, irony, enjoyment, of a man who genuinely enjoyed life, there was little less. It's kind of like watching an extreme drug addict when they're in the depths of their high. Or, for that matter, when they're out of it. Only desperately searching to have the pleasures they once knew. That's really never attainable. He was chasing something he could never get. Going on a crusade for a chalice that didn't exist, a holy grail that he couldn't touch. Like the end of that Indiana Jones film. Everything he touched would just turn him into dust. There was nothing he could drink from that would save his thirst. There was nothing he could do. Beyond that, the world itself failed him. He was all alone, started waking up and going to bed at weird hours, began to become a creature of the night. Something more strange than never been before. And that is when he disappeared.